the way I got it figured.
Okay, gang, this is Way I Got It Figured, and I'm the Sheriff. Back with another review, this time Studio Series 86 Arcee. Arcee has been a character of some controversy in Transformers collecting since they started making her figures in the Generations line. She also got a Masterpiece figure a couple of years ago. And there's always somewhat fair degree of unhappiness with how she turns out. Sometimes I agree with some of the complaints. Other times I just feel like it's just complaints. But we're going to give this figure a fair shot, and we're going to compare her against her latest predecessor, the Earthrise Kingdom Arcee that was released in the last 2 years and repacked even. So we're going to take a look here at her box. So a Studio Series 86. Nice picture of Arcee on the side. Back of the box. And the side of the box with the 86.16. Alright, let's get her out, see what we're dealing with. Alright, so here's Arcee out of her package with her firearm in her hand. Right off break, her pinks are a lot more muted. Her face has a pink tint to it, which it kind of did in the movie. And examining the figure, I didn't notice any shared parts between her and the Earthrise version. And when we get to the point of comparison, I will show that. But she is definitely Arcee. She has a kind of large backpack, and my early impression of this is honestly the Earthrise version, even though it had a backpack with a kind of 2-stage transformation. That figure, you can remove part of the backpack to make it more attractive, so to speak. This figure, I haven't played around with it long enough to see if you can do that. Doesn't really look like you can. Everything folds up pretty neatly in there. And so if you take apart this lower portion of the backpack, it's probably going to require tools, where it was just a removable piece on the Earthrise Kingdom figure. But, you know, if you don't have an Arcee, this one looks pretty good. From what I remember, she's partially retooled from one of the 2012 or 13 Titans Return or Combiner Wars or somewhere in there, or maybe Thrilling 30. I'm not sure. But I thought she was partially retooled from one of the previous Arcee figures. Honestly, this figure just looks new to me. It doesn't look like there's any retooling. But if you're more of an Arcee expert regarding the older figures than I am, please let me know in the comments. I wasn't collecting Generations when they started making Arcee figures. I was collecting Masterpiece, so there was a few figures I missed. So let's get some comparison shots with her and the Earthrise Arcee. Okay, so here she is with her earlier counterpart, Earthrise Arcee. And aesthetically, you know, it's kind of tough. The pinks on the Earthrise Kingdom version are much more vibrant pink. And the pinks on the Studio Series 86 version are definitely more muted. I suppose in the movie, or you know, they're always trying to match the colors on the screen with these figures, you know, as best they can. Let's say leaving out Cup and Cliff Jumper. But they both look like Arcee. This one just looks like it's trying to do more to be a screen accurate version. You know, her kind of, you know, bikini bottoms or whatever you want to call it, is more like how it was in the movie. Over here, this is just a stylized, you know, updated version. Trying to capture a G1-esque aesthetic, but not necessarily 100% screen accuracy. I looked over it again. I really can't see any shared parts, unless the faces are molded some kind of different way. The faces aren't the same. The helmets are very, very similar. But it looks like one piece to me. It doesn't look like the face is just a piece that they stick onto the head. But I'm not gonna take them apart to find out. You know, I'm not gonna go that far. Now, one thing I can tell you is this version does have a little bit of increased articulation, in the sense that she has ankle rockers. She has the ankle rocker articulation, and they both have the open-handed grip. This one's a little better. The hand at the wrist, though, does not articulate, so you're kind of giving up wrist articulation of any kind for ankle rockers. Kingdom Earthrise version has, you know, a movable wrist. Of course, that's really more for transformation than for articulation, but articulation is articulation, so you know, gotta give her a point for that one. Even though this figure was designed to play with the Earthrise and Kingdom collections, she does not have compatibility with, she has no ports to merge with, you know, weaponizers or store weapons or anything like that. But this Arcee does have ports in her legs, so she can do some combining. And I believe one of the gimmick things that they did with Red Cog was to allow Earthrise Arcee to be able to weaponize with him. And I did do a review on Red Cog, but I didn't have Arcee with me, and I sort of forgot about that. The instructions didn't call it out either, but I'll do a little bit of research and get back to you on it. All right, let's transform Studio Series Arcee. Okay, so step one is fold her head down, and then bring up the back piece like this, and push the head back in and push her chest into the top section, forming the front of the car. Okay, then we're going to take her arms and push them up into the car front like this. The instructions make it seem a little simpler than it is. Then you swivel the waist. Bring this whole section up. And back. Oh, sorry. Then we fold out the rear of the car. Turn it over. And we flip this part up, this part down, forming the back of the car. Flip these two sections out here, form kind of the side rail, the side doors of the car mode. There's some tabs. Let's add them in. Okay, so then we're going to flip the legs down like so. Turn them outward. Sort of like ballet feet in a sense. So they end up like this. Then we're going to flip the legs down. There we go. So her feet pegs into a notch that will go into her chest. Now it really is in car mode. And the rules, not the best. It's definitely not a Hot Wheels or a Matchbox car, but it does roll and does look like her in car mode. And there is kind of a weird gap there, which the Earthrise version doesn't have, but it's not that bad. And I really hate transforming the other one. I mean, I did not enjoy transforming the other one at all. Okay, so here's Arcee with all of her co-cast members from Transformers the movie. All the new characters that were introduced at Autobot City. Figures that, you know, you kind of most associate her characters, you most associate her with, along with Daniel, who comes with my MP22 Ultra Magnus. So here we have them all standing together, Daniel's in there. Probably a little bit more in scale with them than he was in the movie. In the movie, everybody was like smaller. All the Transformers were tiny compared to how they were on the show in the first 2 seasons. Anyway, she looks good with them. And what I would say overall about this new Arcee figure is it does have some slight improvements. And it's a different figure, which is always good. They just did the Wreck and Rule Springer in like comic book colors, and I didn't get it. It's a straight repaint of the comic book color version, and I'm quite happy with the Springer that I have. Although, you know, if they do an all new Springer, a completely different figure, I would certainly buy it. He's a Siege version. He's kind of a nod to having the character available for Transformers the movie, but you know, he's probably not exactly accurate to the screed. His head's pretty close, but you know, the rest of him is more like an updated, more or less cartoon-esque toy, but he's not all the way there. And I don't really expect him to be. I mean, he's good enough. But here we have the Transformers the movie cast in the best form that I could get them, representing that. So I'm gonna cut this video off here. Thanks for watching. If you like the content, please give me a subscribe, give me a like, and most of all, please give me a comment. Comments are hard to come by. It seems like likes and subscribers are actually easier to come by than comments. So I do have a lot more Transformers videos coming this week. I have kind of a backlog of stuff to get to, and I'm going to get as many of them out as I can before I resume things other than Transformers next week. Until the next video, please stay safe out there. This is the Sheriff of Way I Got It Figured, signing off.